أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل الله أعبد مخلصا له ديني فاعبدوا ما شئتم من دونه قل إن الخاسرين الذين خسروا أنفسهم وأهليهم يوم القيامة ألا ذلك هو الخسران المبين لهم من فوقهم ظلل من النار ومن تحتهم ظلل ذلك يخوف الله به عباده يا عباد فاتقون والذين اجتنبوا الطاغوت أن يعبدوها وأنابوا إلى الله لهم البشرى فبشر عباد صدق الله العظيم. These are ayats from Surah Az-Zomar, the ayah number 16 and 17. At previous lecture, we just completed the ayah number 15, and in that ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla was threatening some people who do not want to worship Allah alone and want to associate some peoples or some things with Allah in worshipping. And for them, Allah Azza wa Jalla said to His Prophet at first hand and then to all His believers to say, قُلِ اللَّهَ أَعْبُدُ, say, I worship only Allah, مُخْلِصًا لَهُ دِينِي, and I worship Allah seeking only His pleasant, only for His sake, مُخْلِصًا لَهُ دِينِي. I am making my religion purely only for Allah Azza wa Jal. Say to them like this. And also say to them, فَاعْبُدُوا مَا شِئْتُم مِّن دُونِهِ. If that is the case, فَاعْبُدُوا, if you do not want to worship Allah alone, so you may worship whatever you want. فَاعْبُدُوا مَا شِئْتُم, worship whatever you want. فَاعْبُدُوا مَا شِئْتُم مِّن دُونِهِ, except other than Allah. فَاعْبُدُوا مَا شِئْتُم مِّن دُونِهِ. And we said at the previous lecture that this is a big threat. This is a big threat to them, because after this threat, Allah Azza wa Jalla informed them that at the end, at the ultimate end, you will receive the biggest loss. قُلْ إِنَّ الْخَاسِرِينَ الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ. Say to them this information also, and this is the fourth say in these ayats, or we can count them from the ayah number 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is the fifth one. Allah Azza wa Jalla commanding His messenger to announce to them, قُلْ إِنَّ الْخَاسِرِينَ, give them this information that the losers, الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ, who will lose themselves and their families, يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, in that day, the day of resurrection. This loss is the biggest loss, and no matter what you earn in this life, no matter what you gained in this life, if you lose in that day, it means that you lost everything. This is the manifest loss. قُلْ إِنَّ الْخَاسِرِينَ الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَأَهْلِيهِمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. If you are there to lose in that day, if that's the case, you can worship whatever you want. if you dare to confront that biggest loss in that day, so you know, you have the will that Allah has given to you. You have that will, and we say this amana. You have that will, and you can behave as you want, but you should know that you will be responsible for that preference, for that action in the day of resurrection. And Allah Azza wa Jalla completing the ayah, أَلَا ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينُ. This loss is not something small, and it's not something limited. It's everlastingly in that day, and this is al-khusran al-mubin. It is very clear loss, and you will receive that loss very clearly, not in somehow mistakenly, in a mistake way. You are going in this way, Allah Azza wa Jalla warning you, and everything is clear in this life. Allah Azza wa Jalla guaranteed that He will make everything clear in this life for every people. سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ. We will show them our ayat, our signs, either in themselves, في أنفسهم, and وفي الآفاق, and in the environment that's surrounding them. We will show them our ayat until that the truth will be clear according them. حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق من ربهم. Until they understand plainly that this is the truth from Allah Azza wa Jal. So if you lose, in spite of this reality, if you lose while you are seeing, if you go this wrong way, although you know that it is wrong, it means that this is al-khusran al-mubin. This is very clear loss. It didn't come up to you in a mistake, as a consequence of mistake. No, it's your choice. It's your choice. So it's very clear loss. ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينُ. And I believe that in that day, I understand from the Quran, all the people who will receive the same result in that day, this result I mean, they are, all of them, received that result knowingly, intentionally, deliberately, because Allah Azza wa Jalla warned them in this life and showed to them their ayats, but they didn't want to believe in Him, and they didn't want to submit to Him. So they did receive this consequence, but we should know that they did deserve this consequence. ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينُ. And we know that in the Quran, in many ayat, that Allah Azza wa Jalla quoting their word, and in that words they say, we were wrong, we are guilty, and we deserved this result. لقد حقت كلمة العذاب على الكافرين كلما دخلت أمة سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير. The angels in hellfire will ask them, did not Allah send to you any warner? They said, بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا. They will say, nay, Allah Azza wa Jalla sent to us many warners, but we denied them, we belied them. كذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء. And in that ayat, Allah Azza wa Jalla say, حقت كلمة العذاب على الكافرين. The punishment justified for those who denied the truth. They deserved it. So, ذلك هو الخسران المبين. Because of this matter, this is very clear loss. ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينُ. They ended up this result knowingly, not wrongly. لَهُم مِّن فَوْقِهِمْ ظُلَلٌ. And this is very bad situation. Allah Azza wa Jalla describe us this result. What is the loss? They lose whatever they have, but now they are in the hellfire. لَهُم مِّن فَوْقِهِمْ ظُلَلٌ. They have coverings of fire, min al-nari, above them. لَهُم مِّن فَوْقِهِمْ ظُلَلٌ. They do not have sky above them. They do not have blue sky above them. They have layers of fire above them. When they look above them, they see the coverings of fire. لَهُم مِّن فَوْقِهِمْ ظُلَلٌ. Allah Azza wa Jalla covered them. عَلَيْهِمْ نَارٌ مُؤْصَدَةٌ. Covered them with the fire, with fires, with layers of fire. لَهُم مِّن فَوْقِهِمْ ظُلَلٌ وَمِن تَحْتِهِمْ ظُلَلٌ. And coverings of fire beneath them, from underneath their feet. Also, there is fire. So Allah Azza wa Jalla put them between the fires. يَوْمَ يَغْشَاهُمُ الْعَذَابُ مِنْ فَوْقِهِمْ. At that day, the punishment, the adhab, will cover them. مِنْ فَوْقِهِمْ, from above them, وَمِنْ تَحْتِ أَرْجُلِهِمْ, and from underneath their feet. وَيَقُولُ ذُوقُوا مَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. And Allah Azza wa Jalla will say to them, or the angels will say to them, taste whatever you used to do. You used to do many bad things. You did them deliberately, and you are today receiving your punishment. ذُوقُوا مَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. Taste whatever you used to do. So the adhab comes from above them and comes from the bottom, from underneath them. لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ لَهُمْ مِنْ فَوْقِهِمْ ظُلَلٌ مِنَ النَّارِ. Layers of the fire from above them, وَمِنْ تَحْتِهِمْ, and from beneath them. ذَلِكَ يُخَوِّفُ اللَّهُ بِهِ عِبَادَهُ. So we understood from the ayah that the hellfire is not something only from the bottom, only from beneath. No, Allah Azza wa Jalla put them inside the fire. So the fire from everywhere, from above them and from underneath them.